Hi, this is Dr. Steve from Misericordia University. Welcome to this video technology tutorial.
Now, you can also mix and match functions and formulas. And by this I mean, let's say we want to do the sum here. I'm going to go out and find the sum of some cells. Enter, enter. I found the sum. Let's say I had the need to add 5 at the end. Okay, well, I can click up here in the formula bar and just put a plus 5 at the tail end of that. Let's say that I wanted to sum these two numbers, and then I want to multiply after that by whatever's in this yellow cell. Okay, pretty easy. Go out and find the sum. Go out and highlight the numbers. Enter, enter. And now I can just put star to multiply and click on that yellow cell. Let's say I wanted to average numbers and then multiply by 2. Okay, find the average. There's the average. Enter, enter. Click into the formula bar to add more to this function and say multiply by 2. Enter. Let's say we wanted to find 30% of a number. To find 30%, now there's no function, no automatic mathematical function to do that for us. So we have to do regular math. Equals 30%. Now 30% I can do 0.3, or I could do 0.30 or 0.30. So I'm going to do 0.3 times, and I'm going to click on this cell. At this point, I found 30% of this number. Now, if you think about it in terms of shopping, if you're shopping in a store, you would say equals, and if there was a 30% off sale, to find out how much you would subtract from the price, you would say 0.3 times that price, the full price, we would save $25. That's a pretty good sale. If you can do that and find a percentage of a number, if you could take two percentages and put a plus sign in between them, you're ready to weight a grade book. So let's try it. Let's say we're going to take 30% of this first number, 80. Let's take 70% of the second number, 75, and we add them together. I'm going to say equals 0.3 times the first number. There's my first percentage, or like finding my first sale. Put a plus sign, and then let's say 0.7 for 70% times the second number. Hit enter. I've actually just weighted a grade book, assuming that the first number was the average of the quizzes and the second number was the average of the tests. Let's do it again. The quiz average is listed here and the test average. I'm going to take 25% of the quiz and I'm going to take 75% of the tests and add them together. Notice 25% plus 75% has to equal 100%, because if that did not happen, no student could ever reach 100%. The highest grade they would get would be whatever the addition was, the sum of adding those two percentages together. So let's do it. Equals 0.25 times the quiz grade, put a plus sign, and then put 0.75 times the test grade, and there it is. We've now weighted a grade book. Now, one quick point. Someone might say, now, wait a minute, isn't it true that we really should put parentheses here in order to respect the order of operations, so that the multiply is done first and then addition is done later? Well, that's true. Technically, we should do that as a shortcut. In this case, you don't have to do it because the order of operations says that it will multiply first and add later on. So if you want to be technically correct, you can certainly add those parentheses in, but really practically you don't need them. Let's do this one more time. Let's have the quizzes equal 40% of the grade. So I'm going to say equals 0.4 times the quizzes. Put the plus sign. Now, in this case, what percentage of the final grade do the tests have to be? They have to be 60, because 60 and 40 equals 100% of the student's total grade. So I'll put 0.6 times the test average, hit enter. I have now weighted the test. Finally, realize that when you're working with functions, smart copying takes place here as well. If I wanted to find the sum of these numbers, go out and highlight, enter, enter, and I'm going to boldface this just to show it that it's the response here, it's the answer, and drag them down. If I wanted to find the average, watch how quick the average is to find here. Average, click the button to highlight, highlight the cells, enter, enter, and I'm going to put a color behind this and maybe boldface it. Now simply drag it down. Notice we're getting a decimal place in some cases and no decimals in others. That's simply a format cells issue. I'll say give me 1 decimal place. And if I wanted to find the average here, and let's say these were quizzes and test scores going across, I would do the same thing. I'd say give me the average, go out and highlight, enter, enter, and now I'm going to format cells right at this point, and I'm going to say it's a number with 1 decimal place. I'm going to give it a fill color, and I'm going to drag it across with the fill handle. There's the class average for every test and quiz or assignment, and finally the final grade average of the whole class. In our next Excel tutorial, let's take a look at how to create charts.